Hey YouTube, Mark Kaufman here, and today we are going to put some new scales on a Victorinox knife and get it all cleaned up. So let's get into it. Okay guys, we are going to take these scales off. This can be done very easily by either using a razor blade, a small penknife, or even the can opener off of another Victorinox knife. Now, it is very easy to get these off. You just have to pry upwards. They will give way, and sometimes they can be pretty stubborn, especially if somebody has used some epoxy to fix them to the handle. So here I forgot to take out the tweezers and the toothpick. Please be sure to do that or you're going to lose them, like I almost lost them down my sink. So this process is very easy. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is clean your knife, especially if you haven't done it in a while. Now, I already have a little bit of soap in this brush filled in there, but I'm not using a lot of water, only because this is an electronic model and it does have some wiring and batteries in it. So I'm doing a very light clean. You can do a deeper clean. If this was a knife I just got off of eBay, I would use probably some bleach and probably throw it in my ultrasonic cleaner. Now at this point, you just want to dry off the knife, get the soap, get some of the dirt out of the scales. You can use a wire brush to do this. I'm just using a damp towel, a lightly damp towel that is, just to get the nooks and crannies cleaned out. Again, I've already cleaned this knife out when I bought it, so it doesn't really need a very deep clean. So the next step, you're going to need to get some mineral oil or some oil for the joints of the knife. I'm just measuring out in the cap, and I'm going to use the toothpick off of the Victorinox knife to apply the oil into all the joints. Now, don't be an idiot like me and open the knife first. I almost cut myself there. And just be sure to open the knife blades last, okay? So, yeah, I'm just fine. It's just don't be an idiot like me. But be sure to apply the appropriate amount of oil. If there are certain joints that you use a lot with the knife, like the can opener or the bottle opener, apply a little bit more oil because you're going to be using that part a little more than the other parts. So here I am just applying the mineral oil, and I'm being sure to get it all into the joint. And if there's a little bit of excess, that's fine. We're going to clean this off with the towel before we apply the scales. Now, it is important to realize you're applying oil to something that is moving or will move, and what that will do is it will create a knife blade that will close faster. It will have a snappier close on it. So when you are closing these blades up, please be very careful, and the same can be said for the other implements that may have a sharpened point to them. So the very last step we've got is the installation of the scales. Now, I've seen a lot of videos where people use a vise with rubber ends on it to press these scales in. You don't really need that. At least with these scales, I didn't. I was able to press these together myself, but I did use a little bit of elbow grease. So it can be done by hand, but if you want to use a press or a clamp, you can do that. Now, one thing you don't want to do is apply epoxy under these scales, because you still need to add in the toothpick and tweezers, and the epoxy can sometimes run in the path of those tools. So don't use epoxy. So finally, we have those installed, and now you just need to clean off the knife. I applied a little bit too much mineral oil to my blades, and it was oozing out of the ends, so just a quick clean off and it'll be ready to go. Now, don't forget your tweezers or your toothpick. I thought I was finished here, and I had to go back and find these and then install them. So be sure not to lose those. But as you can see, the blades close more easily and all the tools open up as they should. And there it is, you guys. That is it. It's a very easy thing to do to replace the scales on your Victorinox and also to get it all cleaned up. Now, on this one, I didn't really go all the way with that because I've already done that when I got it in the mail a few months ago. But when it comes to just replacing the scales and putting new ones on, this is as far as I usually go with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until the next one, I'll talk to you guys later.